Welcome to episode 17 of Ketchup with Max
and Jose.
This Sally Lunn bun. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. I don't know why I did that.
All right, friends. So today we're talking about the Sally Lunn bun.
Sally Lunn bun, one of my favorite foods that I've covered.
But before we start talking about Margaret Dodd's buns, please like and subscribe to this channel.
Please do.
And check us out on Instagram. And if you prefer to listen, I've uploaded the past episodes of Ketchup with Max and Jose onto Podcast.
Yeah.
We had a few drinks before this. So you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, PlayerFM, and some other ones that I don't know.
It'll all be in the description, I'm sure, but this is all him. I don't even know how to get onto these.
It took a little legwork.
Seems very professional, right?
I figured it out. So regarding the podcast, I want to do an exclusive, not even exclusive, but I want to do some recordings where it's just us talking, kind of like this, but since it's not visual, we can do we can kind of ramble to our heart's delight, and we have a better microphone that I can
we already rambled to our heart's delight, but we do have a better microphone for that.
We'll have a better microphone because
still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, friends, but we can ramble for as long as we can. But if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us under Ketchup with Max and Jose
Podcasts.
On the podcast, and check out the links, and we'll go from here.
All right.
Back to the buns.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about the Sally Lunn buns, because this is one of the episodes that pre-Garum is one of your bigger episodes. Like, it got a lot of traction as far as like a lot of conversation, a lot of people making it.
Yeah, I feel like this is one that's made rather often.
Yeah,
and for good reason.
It's accessible and delicious.
It's accessible. It's delicious, and I feel like it's my reaction said it all. I mean, it's just wonderful. It's like a sweet brioche, even a sweeter brioche than a normal brioche. It's really good. But then also the history around it, I think, is kind of interesting, and it's Bath, and I love Bath, England.
And you talked about how you went to.
I talk about
Bath.
my trip. I even shared photos of my trip.
Or Bath.
Bath. Yeah, I can't wait to go back. And I remembered, because we just rewatched it, I mentioned the other Bath bun, the Bath bun, which is actually called the Bath bun, which was made, I want to say, for like the World's Exposition or something like that. Anyway, I'll figure that out, because I said I should do that in another episode, and it's been like a year now, so maybe later this summer I'll do the Bath bun episode.
Throwback, even though it's like not that long ago.
I know, throwback to 2020.
And for people, a few people were like, "Oh my god, already a lost episode. It's barely been a year." I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of terrible." Poor Prince Biscuits.
Poor Prince Biscuits. It's getting a new lease on life. It's going to be in the cookbook, and so eventually Prince Biscuits will be an episode, but it's going to be like a year and a half from now when the cookbook comes out.
Okay.
It's going to be forever to publish a cookbook.
And I also apologize for the Prince Biscuits, because I edited it and it's a little choppy, but there's a lot.
There's a lot. It takes me like 20 hours to edit an episode. You don't have that time.
Yeah, I did it in one night.
Someone's got to be the...
I am the backbone to this house.
The backbone to this house.
Except you're the one who refills the Brita.
I refill the Brita.
So
I play my part.
And so does Jaime. Look at how adorable he is.
He doesn't do anything except for be cute and attack Cersei. He's up here, Cersei. Don't do it. You're about to see, like, the Wild Kingdom here, because Cersei is right here.
Oh, God.
Jaime is...
He's so heavy. He's going to crush your knee.
He is so heavy.
He's going to crush your good knee, too.
He's so solid, my good knee. This is my bad knee.
Oh, he went for it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Both of them are bad knees at this point.
See, friends, when you get older, this happens.
Your knees go bad.
Things just start falling apart.
And now my elbow is also feeling the same thing.
Yeah, my shoulder makes noises. We got to get you an assistant, because the cats are not pulling their weight.
They're not.
And speaking of the cats, I don't know if you noticed in the Ketchup with Max episode. Check it out if you haven't, if you love cats. We put a blanket over your chair because there was cat hair all over it.
All over it. They have reclaimed the chair.
And what's the blanket that you're sitting
coming
on?
Back to the wild. So this is, my brother got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. It is a panel from the Bayeux Tapestry, my favorite piece of art from my favorite time period, telling my favorite story in history.
What's that?
The fall of the Anglo-Saxon kingdom to the Normans.
Have you seen the actual tapestry in person?
I haven't, but I got to see. So the real one is in Bayeux, and the one time I went, it was closed.
Oh man.
But there is an almost exact replica in, I want to say Reading, England. Correct me in the thing if I'm wrong.
I'm
but
not
I think
gonna
it's
correct
the
you.
Museum of Reading in England, and they have like full scale. It was made during the Victorian era, though. So it's this like 70-meter long or 170-meter. It's huge replica. But there are a few nude characters in the original. And these Victorians...
Oh, no. They
didn't.
They censored it?
Oh, yes. It's so funny. And you wouldn't know unless you knew the original really well.
Like, how graphic is the original? Is it just some giant, like, dong?
Just a little,
like, a little,
it's not,
you just...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's not terribly
Come on,
graphic.
people.
But they're nude.
That's
and
funny.
the Victorians were not having it. We're going to sew some underpants on these...
Are these the same Victorians that would
Normans.
make up history, or as you
Yes.
they were prudes?
Well, so there's a lot there because they were also like...
Feels like this needs its own episode, but give us a taste of what...
So the Victorians are like notorious for being prudes. However, Victoria herself, she had a lot of kids.
Wow.
This was like the birth of pornography and a lot of other sexually explicit stuff that came out of this time period, partly because of the repression. It's like that kind of yin and yang thing.
Interesting. See, I wish I had like a sound keyboard where I would push like a button and it would make
Beep.
like weird, like crazy sounds, like in The Simpsons. What episode is that with? There's like those DJs in the air and they just...
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, whatever, it's fine. Anyway, so any other history that got left on the cutting room floor on this one? Because it's one of your early episodes, so things tended to be...
So history was still
nice and
fairly
brisk.
Though I did feel like this one was starting to get a little bit more history. It's not so much that history got left on the cutting room floor, it's that if I wrote this episode now, there would be so much more. So there was a guy named Philip Thinkness who was a writer and eccentric. He was an odd character who wrote about the Sally Lunn bun. And I mention him in passing and I quote about the Sally Lunn bun. But now I would be like, and here's some other stuff that he wrote that has nothing to do with the Sally Lunn bun, but that's just really, really interesting stuff. I really tried to stick to exactly what I was talking about, whereas now I don't care. I'm like, I'll
Well, now you have over 700,000
talk
people
about whatever I want.
subscribed.
Yeah, 700,000 people want to hear me ramble on about weird historical facts.
Except for the occasional people that do actually
You're
unsubscribe.
talking too much.
Too much history.
Welcome to Tasting History. It's me talking the whole time.
Too much history, not enough baking,
There's
or the opposite.
Yeah, you can't win. I did realize today I was editing an episode on pizza, which is coming up, and though it might be out when this comes out, I don't know. Anyway, pizza episode, and you can hear
Our
Jaime.
horse is running down the
Yeah,
stairs.
he's so heavy.
Apologies.
But I was going through, and I was like, I don't breathe. It's 19 minutes of me talking. There's maybe 1 second at a given time of me not talking.
The immortal man does not have to breathe, Maxwell.
It's ridiculous. How you put up with me, I do not know.
We can dedicate an episode to that one. Or two. Any issues with this video?
The big issues, so this is one where like I look back and I'm like, I wish I had my lighting and everything better because I do like have the redness around my eyes, which I still have because I just have red eyes, but I really have it then. I do look high in this episode, and I'm not because I don't ever get high. So and there's no way I could do an episode high even if I did. But
yeah, you would just be eating it.
I would just there's no. I mean, it takes a lot to do these episodes. So.
And then as far as the music, like
and the music is way loud. So we have realized that as we go, as we've gone through the show and been editing, my editing skills in general have gotten a lot better. Things have gotten snappier. I've learned like jump cuts that aren't quite as jarring. But another thing is music. The music used to be really, really loud. And it's piano music, which I've found certain instruments break through my voice more than others. So yes. I don't use a lot of piano anymore. I really like cello. I love guitar. Some violin if it's not too high. Lower, like bassoon and stuff like that. Piano's not great. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really loud. And then what was the other thing that someone had commented? Oh, I said in it that salt kills yeast, and what I should have said is that salt will like retard yeast's ability to grow and do what yeast does, which it does, but it doesn't actually kill the yeast. And I got a lot of people saying.
See, my only issue with this one is that because we were still early days of the pandemic, your hair was starting to get a little unruly at this point.
It was starting to look like a helmet.
And then by Garum, it's definitely like out there, and I'm like, oh, this video, like it.
I know the biggest video I have. I look terrible.
When we get to Garum, there's a lot of things that we can discuss, but at that point, the hair is just like hitting there. And I do take offense because I gave you 2 haircuts at some point.
He did great haircuts.
Not the first time I was like, whatever. The second time I was like, I knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
But I never got a 3rd haircut.
Because the person who used to cut my hair figured out how to come over to the house and do it with masks and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. I take offense.
Although he complimented your haircut.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel better now.
Yeah, no, you did an excellent job.
Thank you. Maybe I'm in the wrong career line.
But it did take about 2 hours.
You got a free haircut, buddy.
That's why we didn't do it again.
You got a free haircut. All right. So you were talking about the Sally Lunn bun and how it was featured in the Great British Bake Off. Just as a quick reminder for our friends.
So this episode of the Great British Bake Off. So Great British Bake Off was kind of but one of the major... it was what got me into baking and cooking. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the major influences on the channel from the history segments that they used to do on the show that I loved so much, and then they got rid of them, and Tasting History was basically supposed to replace that. And one of the episodes, they made Sally Lunn buns, and they discussed the history of the Sally Lunn bun. And that specifically is like the episode that I went back to and was like, this is what I want to recreate, but I want to go deeper into the history.
The only thing we're really...
Because their history was like a minute long.
The one thing we are missing, though, is they have a really cool like animation, like graphic thing that goes on, like of someone like drawing like the history. Like I wish we had that.
I'm not a graphic artist.
Neither am I. Like, have you seen mine?
There you go.
You are watching this, like you know what I can do. It's nothing.
If I can't do it on Keynote, it ain't happening.
I love this episode for so many reasons because it was so like positive and people liked it and people made it and like 100.
Yeah, a lot of people have made this dish. And I ended up using it again for the semlor.
Everyone who's made it has loved it. Not everyone's Sally Lunn buns have looked amazing. There's a lot of like odd looking ones, but everyone has said like, you know what, these are even when they look soft, they're delicious. Yeah. Like I'm gonna use this for so much more.
It's so good. Though I will warn you right now, they look like there's our dinner. So they look like hamburger buns, and people are always like, oh, they'll work for hamburger buns. They will not work for hamburger buns, I found, because they're just too soft.
They are too soft?
Yeah, they're too soft. It falls apart.
All right, so I don't want to keep you long because your dinner's here.
Our dinner is here.
And my dinner too, I guess.
But
what have you been up to?
I've been working on the book a lot. Though what's crazy, so with Rome Month, I got ahead of things because I had to deliver those episodes to...
Rome Month, by the way, was great. Like,
Rome Month was...
People love their Roman history.
Success. Yes, people love it. Went really, really well. And those episodes, like I was having to deliver them well in advance so that creative assembly could approve them and see them and everything. Yeah, do that. So I gotten way ahead, but then, I really started focusing on the book, and one day I woke up and was like, I have an episode due in a few days. I mean, I'm the only one who it's due to, but I post on Tuesdays, and it was like Thursday. And so I had to write an episode really fast and like work really fast, and now I'm starting to get back ahead, kind of. But I need to really watch and be like, okay, if I'm focusing on the book for a few days, I can't. I got to do just a little bit here and there because, each episode, it's like a day of research, a day of writing, a day of filming, 2 days of editing. Well, that's 5 days. It's a 7-day cycle, so that doesn't leave a lot of days down. I do tend to work like 7 days a week, but, like sometimes, we're going to visit my parents and these are personal problems. You don't care about this.
Maybe they do, but we do have a life to live, so it's,
Let's just say that while I'm enjoying working on the book and I can't wait for it to be out, I will be so glad when it's over, and I will never agree to do something like this.
Stop that. Yes, you will. I'll make you.
I probably
But
will.
then, and you know what? It'll be rewarding in the end, I hope.
It will. No, it definitely will.
But it'll be nice to have time to do a little more vlogging, a little more of this, a little more of tasting literature and your side channels.
I have a lot of other things I want to do.
And the side channel that I want you to start. So, yeah, it's exciting. Are there any other projects that you want to do in the future and maybe post-book, that pie in the sky that you would like to do? Because for me, I would love for you to be like a judge on some kind of like Food Network.
So I would like to be a judge on a Food Network show. I would love to be a judge on Nailed It.
Yes, Nicole Ryder's just great.
And I would love to be a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. I have nothing to...
Who are you?
It's not going to happen, but that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, sashay away. Fun. You're ridiculous.
Sashay away. No, so that stuff. But then actually like post-tasting history, not that I'm like wrapping it up or anything like that, but just... Or maybe when I'm, when it's been going for a long time and I'm like super confident and I have help and everything, I would like to finish the book that I started writing. I started writing a book.
That's right. You
quite
have
some time ago. Not a cookbook, historical fiction.
What era is it?
So it's my favorite historical era, the years leading up to the Norman invasion of England.
Okay. And say no more. We'll discuss it maybe in length at a future time.
Yeah. So
but now
finish that book.
Now we've reached the time where it's Jose's turn to talk. It's the Jose portion of the Ketchup with Max and Jose.
Get your drink.
Have your drink. But real quick, what are you drinking?
I don't know. You made it.
I did. It's just vodka, soda, lemonade.
And something...
Cointreau?
Red. Oh, don't use all that. I need that Cointreau this weekend.
Yikes. Well, no, it's just a splash for
all
flavoring.
Right.
Oh, it's blueberry lemonade. That's what it was.
Blueberry lemonade.
All right. So,
I need that Cointreau. That stuff is expensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I said a splash.
All right.
See what happens. Now I'm in the doghouse. Thanks a lot, friends.
As long as you didn't finish off the bottle. I bought it for it. Anyway.
So I'm sorry it's taking me so long in between episodes. Coming out of Prince Biscuits, it took a little work.
It was a lot of work.
But I think in general, just like my personal like work life, like it's been super busy. We launched The Bad Batch, which was my first like media campaign. Obviously not by myself. There's so many people involved, but like on the media side, like on May the 4th, we had The Bad Batch, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of good people like working.
You should watch it. It's good.
Yeah, especially the first episode, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. There's a lot of like world building and like post Order 66 and like what happens in between that era. So.
And my friend Bob is a voice in it.
Oh, you are friends with Bob Bergen, the voice of Porky Pig.
Porky Pig, who when I did
your request for
when I did the Placenta episode and I requested people do Porky Pig in Roman garb, people sent, tons. Some were amazing. Many of them were just absolutely amazing. And I got my friend Bob, who is the official voice of Porky Pig, has been since I think the 80s, to record Cartago de Lenda Est in Porky's voice.
Yeah, so you'll find that video on
Instagram.
His Instagram, Tasting History with Max Miller. And then if you want more cats, you can find me at World Against Jose.
Yes.
Back to me.
Sorry.
So post Bad Batch, there's so much going on. We had High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 2. Mighty Ducks is still going. Big Shots is still going, and so many other Big Shots. Oh gosh, honey, you don't listen to me. Anyway, the next big one that I'm really excited for, because I'm a big Marvel fan, is Loki. So get really excited. It comes out June 9th, which is a Wednesday, and instead of a Friday. So that's going to be interesting. See.
Change it up.
Yeah, we're going to mix it up.
Super excited about that.
And then on the video game world, I got Pokemon Snap. I haven't played too much because I've been busy. I need you to play it. I need to get you to play it.
It's taking pictures of Pokemon.
It's fun. Just try it. It's easy. You don't have to move too much.
I do like easy.
It's so easy. You move with stick left and right, and you push A and take pictures.
I can do that.
You can do that.
That is in my wheelhouse.
Resident Evil Village came out.
Oh, you can't even play that in the house.
I have to. I live here.
No, you can take it to a friend's or something like that. I don't want to hear the music. It's scary.
I've been so tired. And
I don't like scary things. The world is scary enough.
The world is scary. But it's also very nice.
Not Resident Evil.
Well, I'm going to play it, but I also get really scared, even though I enjoy it. And so by the time I want to play at night, it's like 10 p.m. You're asleep. It's just me and Jaime. And I'm like, I'm too scared and tired.
Jaime's not going to do anything. He'll run.
He's no help.
No.
But besides that, Final Fantasy Remake is coming out. I'm excited to play it, even though I already have a Platinum Trophy. It's a lot of fun. It's a classic game. It's the one with Sephiroth.
It's a classic game.
Sephiroth.
Dun, 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 dun. The music to the
video game,
The video game is actually fantastic. We went to go see an orchestra play some of the music.
It's just
where was it?
The Dolby.
Pantages.
Was it Pantages or Dolby?
Or maybe it was at the Dolby.
I think it was a Dolby. Yeah.
It was fantastic.
The
music.
I think it's my favorite video game soundtrack to this one. Yeah. But anyway, as we wrap this up, our guest plush for this episode of Tasting History, Donald Duck.
So again, we're still not at the Pokemon.
We are, but we kind of were jumping around at this point.
We've got some Pokemon, but it's not the exclusively Pokemon. Though we break that. We break the Pokemon exclusive. I don't want to say much more than that.
That's it.
Yeah, just watch the pizza episode and you'll see.
Yeah, I hope people aren't upset. But
I know people will be. People are going to comment. What the what?
But Donald Duck. So real quick for the eagle eye viewers, this is the Kingdom Hearts Donald Duck.
Kingdom Hearts Donald Duck.
Yeah, but Donald Duck is actually is he your favorite? My favorite? He's your favorite Disney character?
He's my favorite, definitely of like the Fab Five, the main Disney characters.
Who are the Fab Five, real quick?
Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy. Was it Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, and then the 8 includes Daisy, Chip, and Dale.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's the Fab 5 and then the Fab 8. See, but I can't remember if it's
the Daisy
or Pluto.
The Disney is just like leaving your body. It's just like fading away.
Well, but I haven't had to do that since Cruise Line, so that's been almost a decade.
All right, fine.
I can't remember what I did this morning, let alone a decade ago.
It's true. His memory is bad. He uses me. He uses me to remember most things.
Yeah. I remember a lot of history facts. Those stick with me.
He makes room for those. That's what it is.
What I did this morning, shaky.
Do you have a Donald Duck voice by chance? I don't know if you do.
No, I was never able to do Donald Duck very well.
You can do Iago, but you can't do Donald Duck.
That's a hard one. And the guy who does it, his name's escaped me right now. He's a friend of Bob's, and he's been doing it again for years and stuff. And it's a real talent.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Well, thank you for watching and listening to us ramble. And I appreciate and love you all. And I hope I'll catch you for the next one.
Yes. Ketchup with Max and Jose.
Cheers.
See you next time.